back. Maslax. Hooy soco. Waqtigayada kula hadlaya, kula hadlaya, kula hadlaya. Waqtigayada kula hadlaya, kula hadlaya, kula hadlaya. Adigoo anilo igsanaya meel dheer aku abaadiyo weliba ku hadlaynaye adigoo anilo igsanaya meel dheer aku abaadiyo weliba ku hadlaynaye markay kugu horinayaan ayay kugu hanfinayaan markay kugu horinayaan ayay kugu hanfinayaan intay ku haraarayaan ayay kula heshiinayaan horay u soco 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 horay u soco. Adigoo ilinaya wanaagu horseedayo weliba nafta u hurayay cadowgaga habsiinayaan xintaaday gaadinayaan afkaagay sii qodayaan oo kafankagay weynayaan adigoo ilinaya wanaagu horseedayo weliba nafta u hurayay cadowgaga habsiinayaan jabkaaga yabaynayaan agaagay sii qorayaan oo kafankagay weynayaane horay u soco 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 mahagaagayaano waxay hubaan inaad korayso hawada marayse mahagaagayaano waxay hubaan inaad korayso hawada marayse way harayaane way harayaane way harayaane way harayaane harraadadigoo ka tirayay sunta ku hoos marinayaan harraadadigoo ka tirayay sunta ku hoos marinayaan duco adigoo ku habayay habaad kula raadinayaan duco adigoo ku habayay habaad kula raadinayaane hawlaa ku gaarkiyo hilinkaa nolosheed sugaysay hawlaha ku gaarkiyo hilinkaa nolosheed sugaysay dharaaro aad u joogteen hurdaba aad u daysee kuma qulaano way halaynayaane kuma qulaano way halaynayaane hadalba wax kuma taraane way kuguyeynayaan hadalba wax kuma taraane way kuguyeynayaan oyso hadday dhaheen oray udhimo hadday dhaheen hajiroonadha hadday dhaheen oray udhimo hadday dhaheen hajiroonadha halkaan u soo dhaafaweyne ohungoobayo hadafka
Yes, 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 yes. Welcome everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, Somali Rose is here. Hey, Somali Rose, how's it going? You're on mute. You're on mute. Hey, I want to welcome everyone.
Hey, happy New Year. I'm here. I'm
Happy
here.
New
How are
Year.
you?
I'm good. How you doing? How you doing? You're good. Yeah. I wanted to start the
I'm good,
stream
thank
with that song because that's one of my favorite songs. That song Hore Uso'o. Alright, so if you actually listen to the lyrics, it's so telling. It's so telling. It's very powerful lyrics. So I wanted to start off the year with that, and I wanted to say, a little public service announcement. Essentially, I want to say to all my Somali people out there, Sanad wanaagsan 2022 and so Sanad wanaagsan. I know it's the ninth day of the year, lakin Sanad wanaagsan man lehe demantin. Hore usala, regardless of what you believe, what you think, hore usala. I hope waxaan ii rajeynayaa wanaag iyo wax kasta iyo maxaa ku dhahdaye in good health, prosperity, and all that good stuff. Somali Rose, maxaad ignoo soo gudbinaysaa walaal? What are you hoping for the Somali community this year?
love and prosper, this prosperity and all that. I
Yes,
don't know.
yes,
I just wish that we just start loving each other and trusting each other.
that is very true. That's very true. I think this is something that I wanted to kind of brush up upon, and I think you're gonna agree with me, Somali Rose, because we also like have a lot of conversations in in Clubhouse and things like that. It gets tiring and it gets boring after a while, right? The only reason I believe that we still are having these conversations is because there are people somewhere in the world that are not afforded the same how could I say, same rights. So I think oftentimes when I kind of either get bored with it or kind of get over it a little bit and just I want to say forget all this and just live your life. I always remind myself of the people that are like me that do not have a voice to say these things, and it gives me a jolt of it gives me a jolt of encouragement, if you will, a bit of a hey man, if you don't do it for them, then who will, right? I don't know. Do you think that's a bit of a arrogant statement, Somali Rose? What do you think? Do you think that's a valid feeling, in your opinion?
That you want to change the world.
No, not that I want to change the world, but that at least I want to be able to speak on my people and that I want to help them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if you, it's like when somebody comes out of the cave, right? They might call
Hmm.
you crazy, right, for the beginning and the beginning, but one day you'll get to them, right? Because we're all in the cave thinking the whole thing is real, but you actually were able to go outside. It might be uncomfortable the beginning while you're telling us, yo, like the truth is out here, come outside, maha. But
Hmm.
we're some people are not ready for it, but don't give up because there's some people that are ready for it and they
Yes.
want to leave the cave, right?
Hmm. Hmm. No, that's definitely true because I always remember. I always remind myself of when I, believed in everything and just actually I won't even say believed in everything. I just accepted things that I was told, right, without really researching anything or looking into anything. I remember that mindset and stuff here now because everything that was good, Hali is this. So one thing that I really want to stress upon this year, honestly, is to learn Somali Nimo. Because honestly, my goal, and I have never shied away from saying it, is to separate this notion of a foreign religion dictating the ethnicity of my people. Right, I want to disjoin those two things. Right, because I live in Canada, and there's a lot of like Lebanese people, for example, right? Lebanese people, regardless whether they're Shi'i, Muslim, Sunni, or Christian, Maronites, or whatever else, they all stand for Lebanon. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know why it's so hard for us to not be able to do that. You know what I mean? So there you go. I like Return of the King always makes me laugh, right? He's like, we're just gonna look at you like an Ayan Hersi or Iman. No biggie, darling. Yo, Happy New Year, Return of the King, and Happy New Year, my bro. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you look at me. It really doesn't matter how you look at me because I'm gonna keep living my life. There's nothing to it. Like, I'm trying to understand how our people are not seeing something that seems so obvious to me, right? And I'm afraid sometimes I kind of go back to my religious thought processes where I'm right at Somali Rose. So you got to stop me sometimes. Go ahead,
No,
Somali
this is natural. No,
Rose.
I think the reason we can't separate is because we're mentally colonized. Because how is it that every other country has like different people, different religions, different points of view, opinions, and they accept them. But like in only Somali, because I remember growing up with Halijre, oh, we are one people, one religion, one language, one everything. And I found it like to be a lie because when I went to Somalia, I saw some people that didn't look like me and had different languages, have different dialect, or literally language that I didn't even understand. Like in Somalia, 100% Somalia. So we're not the same. Like we need to get that through. We're not the same, but we are all
Hmm.
Somali.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, so what? Here's a question in Somali Rose. What unifies us as Somalis? What is that thing that unifies us?
The Somali, the fact that we all Somali, we have the same DNA
Okay,
and
right.
ancestry.
Yeah, and that's very straightforward, right? But I mean, how could Hadaye, Islam is not unifying us, right? Islam does not unify us because Islam is shared with a whole bunch of other people in the world. As well, it didn't really do anything for the separation of the Somali people, right? I mean, the Somali people, what can Mata, Hamsamaya, like
Yeah,
that's just the truth.
but are
Yeah,
we? Islam itself started like what 1400 years ago? Where
that's
were we
correct.
before that?
Exactly. And that's my whole point. That is my whole point. Honestly, Somali Rose, I really want you to watch this little video with me. It's a YouTube channel.
I think the reason we say we are nobody if we're not Muslim and you're not Somali because you're Muslim, in my opinion, I don't know if it's true or not. Can you hear me? Is because we thought we were nobody before, like like we didn't know who we are or everything that we were before had to be erased in order for us to believe this is it. I can't hear you, new man.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Can you guys hear me? I think you guys can hear me now.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh my
One
goodness.
said something
Yeah,
wrong
sorry
with
about that. Thank you for holding it up. I had a call that came in and messed up everything. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So so where was I? Where was I?
you were going to show us the clip.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, yo, let me show you this. This is something that's a little bit sad at the same time. So just check this out. It's called let me share this. Right, let me see. I don't know why it's still loading.
Like coming in here, you know how I feel? I feel like my journey wouldn't be complete without seeing Hido Academy. Because like I told you, like I feel like the culture of this country is missing. Where is the culture? It's not in the street. It's not in the street. I was asking you because if you walk in the street of Ghana, you will see a bit of our culture in our clothes, in our way of life, everything that we do. Yeah. But here it's like strictly religion. I'm sorry about that. I love religion. I respect religion. But let people know who we are before what we believe in. Yeah, that's why I had to bring you. I had to bring you. Exactly. And that's why I was telling you, the first time I came here, I was asking you, is there anywhere you can take me? And like, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about this little clip that you just saw there. Now, this clip is from Wodemayo's visit to Somaliland. I will link his channel and the other YouTube channel where I got this clip from. Please go subscribe to both of them and watch the whole episode. It's actually a great episode. But that is not the point of this clip. This clip, I want to talk about what he's just said there. We all know that Somali culture is beautiful. We all know that Somalis have a long history. Unfortunately, ever since the Civil War, there hasn't been a central government and there hasn't been anyone that could promote the culture. So the culture has quietly been dying down, and the culture is in dead. People still know how to practice that culture. People still practice that culture in certain places. So the culture is there, but we don't see it in the daily lives. And in that sense, he's 100% completely right. And he had to ask her. After being there for days, he had to ask, "Oh, where is your culture?" And then our sister had to take him to this academy, to one place in the city where they still practice that culture, and you have to pay to get in. And the sad part about that is that, you know, everything that he did before that, all of them had to do with religion, fasting, wearing these clothes that he's wearing. Like this thing he's wearing, that has nothing to do with Somali culture. This is a Saudi Arabian dress. It has nothing to do with anything. And yet, that is what he bought. And if you look at this celebration from Eid Day couple months ago, well, that is a Saudi Arabian clothing that everybody's wearing. And when people are not wearing that, they're wearing Western clothes. So the Somali clothes, where are they? Now, other African countries have already realized that this is unsustainable and this is crazy. For example, Ghana, they said that, you know what, why are we taking our kids to school with Western clothes? So now they will be using local clothing. If you also look at national holidays or the celebration that people celebrate in Somalia and Somaliland, well, what you will see is that there are three celebrations: Independence Day, that's also a Western concept because nation states in Africa didn't exist before. That's a new thing. Ever since the independence, there's been the Independence Day for about 60 years now. And then there's the two Eid days that are religious celebrations where people celebrate the religion of Islam and they wear Islamic clothing and they practice Islamic things. There's nothing practically Somali about Eid. It doesn't differ from how the Saudis celebrate it. It used to be different back when Somalis had Sufis and everything, but even those are almost dead. So we have to go back to who we are. And like he said, Before you tell people what you believe in, you have to show them who you are. And
Yo, welcome, welcome, Pharaoh. So my Rose, I just wanted to show you guys this clip because what he said that last part is very powerful to me. Before you tell me what you believe, I want to know who you are. And Somalis are we just don't know who we are. Pharaoh Sodo Sahib, uh, well, Bohole's finest. Welcome, man. How you doing? How you doing? How's everyone doing?
Sorry, man. Midka ka dhaxad lay maanta dhan. What is going on? Maxaa cusub?
Happy New Year, man. Happy
Happy
New
wallahi
Year.
kulligeen waa idin salaamay. New Nomad,
W-
Somali Rose, Fircawn kulligeen happy New Year. Sanad wanaagsan kulligeen.
Sanad wanaagsan saaxiib, sanad wanaagsan. Haye. Kusoo dhawaada. Pharaoh, inta ku maqalnaa doonanaada saaxiibuunta kasoo bax.
Oh,
Waaray
hey, you
waraniya.
know, man. Happy New Year. I think you put out the Somali Rose into the impact.
Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year, man.
Everybody.
Haye. So, what do you guys think of that video? Inta tegi maxaa tirahday Hindu Academy baa la geeyey si Soomaalinimada loo baro ka hor.
It broke my
That's where we're at.
it literally broke my heart, and this is exactly why I nigga. Sometimes when I used to say back in the day, I'm ex-Somali because I didn't know anything about the culture. Everything it was like around what Saudi Arabian culture was, right? What the Arabian culture was like. They, but
Exactly.
I literally had to relearn when I went to Somalia, go into these places like in the back alleys to find out like little itty bitty places that have these type of things because we don't have it. We don't have the luxury. So hatta right now like there is a map of Ethiopia and all the people that live in Ethiopia. So ethnic Somali is part of them, and then every ethnic group have their own culture and clothing. Somali, not Gabr Somali Kujurti, right? And she was wearing
Uh,
jilbab, and it really broke my heart because that's not our traditional Somali clothing. Why is it every other African person is wearing their traditional clothing and we're wearing jilbab?
exactly.
That's not
Exactly. Absolutely. Tukahamudu soo dhow saaxiib, soo dhow. Waxaanu ka hadlaynay waa waalidana haysata weeyaane. Yeah. Sanad wanaagsan na horta tukahamudu. Yeah, it broke my heart too because what the guy said was wax intii khamiis bay u geliyeen first of all. Markaasaa lagu yidhi ma khamiiskaa xidho. And then the guy is like, even the clothing, because I think he's Ghanaian, that guy, right? He's from Ghana.
he's Ghanaian Muslim and he also is wearing how do you toe? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know if he was Muslim, but I mean, he waa Ghanaian weeyaan. So wuxuu ku leeyahay markaad Ghana tagtid, you at least see a bit of the culture in the way our way of life, our clothing, all these things, right? Why don't we do that? Inaku maxay noo diiday taas? يعني وحيني يودن بالا ترتري وحيني يودن بالا ترتري like there's no more Somali nimo or anything any semblance of what Somali la yiraahdo dhulkiina ma yaalo marka what do we do about that?
Because before us, before Arabta, Awanan, and you guys were like walking around butt naked, didn't know, yani Arabta, so cultural, mabaran, how to bathe, how to wash our behind. No, honestly, like if
That's true.
you end up being ashamed of your ancestors if you all you hear about these people are the ones that civilized you. Adim hasbe. You don't want to remember your ancestors. You'll be ashamed of them. Just like how the history, like African American people, they don't know beyond them being slaves. They don't know before that. What were they? Nobody.
That's true. It's a
Really?
lost history.
Nobody.
Yeah,
No. Whoever writes your history owns you.
no, that's absolutely true. Yo, chime in buhole fircoon soo gala niyo maxay la tahay sineetan?
Yeah, if I can go first. But and
Saaxiib.
the strange thing is, Magaranesa, as you said, a new nomad, Nikan brother came in from West Africa. All of his traveling video gigs. So first time we did yeah.
And it had to be in Somaliland, yeah.
Yeah, what a
Maybe they said it was Somali. That's why.
meeshan xitaa magaca been laga bedelo weeyaan meeshan niyo sacuudiland weeyaan meeshan farta cadbel calanka ku qoran tahay somaliland lagu sheegi kara niyo waa disgrace wadiga arkaya waxa ka socda ma garanaysaa meeshu meel maaha markaa niyo waa sida uu sheegay ma garanaysaa waana meeshan xitaa ma garanaysaa cultural center kan iyadoo ku ayaan xitaa ayaan proper way u xidhnayn sida Somali Rose sheegaysay ayaa xitaa ma garanaysaa dee waa culturekii oo sidii loogu talagalay maaha waa hablihii xijaabo waaweyn bay xidhan yihiinoo marooyin 3 layers ah iska duxidhay waxa weeyaan waa some kind of ma garanaysaa
mutation baa ku dhacday mutation baa ku dhacday
waxa weeyaan they cannot even do it proper markaan waxaan odhan lahaa haddaan hargeysa joogani oo ama do it proper ama ma garanaysaa hit the highway ma garanaysaa sense maaha
that's very true man bohol kusoo dhow saaxiib
yeah ku dara I agree dadka dhan waxay dhahaan laakiin there's another observation aniga aan arkay horta waxaanad arkaysiin ma aha wax oo weliga jiri jirta you know what I mean marka waxaanad u jeedin imika waa wixii ka dambeeyay dee markay dowladdii kacaankii ama dowladdii siyaadbar markay degtay kadib that's when they markay titireen aqoonsiga Soomaaliyeed ama the Somali identity markale hadda fiiri example ma insiinaya fiiriya waqtiga kacaankii markuu jiray iyo waqtiga ka horeeyay inkasta ay Soomaalida ay badanaa wada muslim ahaayeen haddana uun iska dowlad cilmaani waa iska ahayd waa iska secular because gacanta lama jiri jirin qof macnaa diintu ka baxa laguma dili jirin so yaan laga dhigay marka Soomaaliya ama waxaad imika aad arkaysiin sida qamiiska iyo waxaanay wada xiran yihiin inay weligeed saas ahaan jirtay so I just want to point out that in terms of the time there's a specific time markay waxaan dhaceen oo
imika dulmis baan lagu hayaa baad leedahay markaayna bohol
like waxaan waa kacaanka kadib waxa weeyaan dowladda markay dhacday there was a power vacuum I think waan ka hadalna before there was a little power vacuum wadaadada baa soo galeen marka we had nothing to counter that marka waxaan oranaya waxay tahay dad eegtid Soomaalida fiiri 70s waxaas ma xidhijin 60s ma xidhijin contaminated ma xidhijin hatta 1800s 17 wax harti kan ma xidhijin waxaan waa burburkii kadib la soo maaha marka yeah so I was gonna
sabab baad u aragtaa adigu markaa sabab baad u aragtaa de sabab baad u aragtaa
ma aha waxa iska weligeen inaan sidaas ahaa jirno anigu uma maleeyo I think waxaan arkay wadaadada waxay ka faa'iideysteen burburkii iyo kadibna waxaa la tirtiray completely aqoonsiga Soomaaliya ama Somali identity waa sidii sheegaysa walaashin Somali Rose I mean adaad noqotid dadka badanaa waxay noqdaan ex Muslim and then ex Somali really
way qosaysa marka ay taaka tiraba
she's
right yeah
was hanta because wax walba waxaad u arkaysaa dee qasaare iyo failure ma garatay oo waad ka cararaysaa
dadkiini bal isnacsiiniyo dadkiini way isnaceen aad isku
maxaa ku haray hadii laga tirtiro dhaqankaadii suugaantaadii taariikhdaadii wixii dhan hadii meesha laga baxshay maxaa soo haray saaxiibo
wax soo haray askeerniyo so what do you think maxaan sameynaa imika inako haddaan xakan joogno isla hadlayno aan ka hadlayno what do you guys think maxaan ka sameynaa maxaan ka sameyn karaynaa imika xakan aan joogno qurbahan u badan nahay
I mean, we had this conversation a couple of days ago. Like, Rona Kushe, and in this few, like, couple of months, had a sort of it. Then we had a Wayne. Had to have a see the other clubhouse worker. Had man for Nima and like I've never seen before. Like, it's quite unprecedented. Some of one had the doctor Somali or what a shakesanayo in the name of Somali. Marka, waxaan sameynaa waxay tahay walaal connecting more with dadkeeni dhaqankeeni suugaanteeni taariikhdeeni hatta I'm not lying before sanadkan aniga waxba kama aqoonin dhaqankeeni iyo suugaanteeni iyo taariikhdeeni so yeah it's amazing marka
okay so that's a good question I wanted to pose to all you guys Somali Rose Nogu below what do you think what have you observed other than 2021 xaqqa sanadkan soo dhaafay that you haven't observed before the bulshada laga hadlayo the brother bulshada hadii laga hadlayo do you think Somalis are now all of a sudden ma lower aamusaneen or doubts and and all these questions must go aamusaneen and do you think now people are coming out I can't what the other Somali Rose
sorry I stepped away say that again
yeah I said like in 2021 what have you observed do you think Somalis are now a little bit more open-minded what have you observed in 2021 and what do you think how can let you get on 2022 because Bukhari was saying how he's been exposed to seeing like some new wave of awakening within the Somali community do you see that too
maybe a little maybe because I just joined a new clubhouse but I literally 2017 I got out of all of social media because I felt like Somalia was becoming like Saudi Arabia 2.0, right? And all the news I used to
Yeah.
get in Facebook and Instagram was negative. Like literally, it's like back home, like how it was in Saudi. So I did not want to hear anything about it, and I got off all of social media. And like I said, I don't know if I told you, but it happened that I got on like in 2021, and I
Yeah.
see difference. I see big difference. Like I've never heard of Somali or I'm ex-Muslim, right? Until I came to
Mm.
Clubhouse. The first guy that said to me, Muslim, he was like, when I was a kid in high school, and I was even amazed that there's such thing. And I thought the reason called myself ex-Somali because I felt like no Somali wanted to leave this mental slavery. Although I'm free and I'm Somali, that's why I just rejected the whole
Okay.
Somali thing. But now I know that I'm not alone. There's actually people, and I'm proud of these people. Basically, and like I'm not Arab. That's not my culture. That reject that. Now I actually am proud of Somalia that are waking up and rejecting this thing that was that erased our culture and our religion and our way of life. So yeah, I'm happy and I see the progress. Hatta
That's
some of the people that say even Muslim, they're just saying it because they're afraid
hmm
to come out. My honey, I don't even think by 2035, which is like, the age of Aquarius, it's not going to be, there are going to be nobody that's going to be sleeping or religion kujra. Like the veil will be, taken off and people are going to wake up.
okay. So you think that this is gonna happen exponentially? You think that this is gonna happen?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
Religion is not serving people, you know what I mean? And they're going to finally realize it.
that's thank you so much, Somali Rose, for your intervention. Pharaoh, Farano, Kusudo Sahib, what do you think of the 2021 Mahaka Araktil Kafir State in Somalia? Do you think that we're actually evolving and do you think that there's a bit of an awakening? And when I say awakening, that does not necessarily mean, honestly, to leave what your beliefs are, whatever the beliefs are. But I know Hanwarka awakening, making space for other people to have their own beliefs as well. I can't موجود جدا. مش كا أنا أكيد قرأت هذا صاحب. 2021 صدرت.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on your point on that. But like basically, anigu san u arkaynayo horta dadka inta soo kacday dhalinyaro badan baa hadda dee magaranaysaa reality-ga arkaya iyo waxaan inaanay shaqaynayna de meeshan magaranaysaa la isku khasbaya carabnimadan oo dee waxaan tahay mainstream noqotay waxaan oo dhan waxa weeyaan de leadership-kii baa magaranaysaa dee sold out noqday wal Uncle Tom saa magaranaysaa mooyeen haddaynaad arkaysay sawiraan kuusoo diray Madow like waxa weeyaan sheekadu is not even about the diracay caddaama ahaayeen waxa weeyaan full sets baa la xidhan yahay hadda ma garanaysaa marka waa basically waxaan hadda waxay noqonayaan waxaa la rabaa in ma garanaysaa laga dhigo basically inaan de cidbaba ka hadal laakiin de community wuu jiraa communitygeenan oo soo kackacayo ma garanaysaa marka we just have to do inagu inaan counterbalance sheekadan ku samayno oo ma garanaysaa muxuu ahaa de inagu dib u soo nooleyno culturekeenii oo inagu xidhanno oo maalmo gooniya sidoo hadda buu hodla lahaa unless aan inaguna magaranaysaa as mediaga ayaanay muuqan dadkeenii oo magaranaysaa hiddiheenii dhaqankeenii xidhan inagoo labadeenii koo xidhan iyo hablimihii iyo guntimitoodii la soo baxay waxaan waaye de waa hadda waxa weeyaan de waa iyaga way u gashay filimkoodii leadershipkiina way haystaan waana siduu sheegayay walaalkiin buu hodaa hadda markii dhaweyto waxaan identityga nin soomaaliga la baabi'iyo these people they actually want ba ma garanaysaa waabay awoodayaan ba afka soomaaligaba hal habeen in la ilaawo ma garanaysaa they will probably do it ma garanaysaa waana the future-ku way ugu tala jirtaa badde haddii hadda sidan lagu sii socdo in ma garanaysaa 30 sano ka bacdi in hadda 30 sano baa diracan carbeed dusheena lagu xidhnaayo ma garanaysaa sankeyna laga gelinayay marka waxa weeyaan 30 sano soo damana waxa weeyaan af Soomaaligan baa la yiraahdo
ilooba gilgiisa
baha jirtay aku hadina Arabigana ka ajar badan oo ka wanaagsan oo ma garanaysaa
horta sawirkaadii soo dirtay waan arko waad ii qoslaysan inniyo qosl bilocda carbeedna waxbay nagu haystaan oo runtaas
bal la sheer garee dadka inaad waxa yani sheekadu waxay noqotay hadda waa point obvious raggan inay yihiin servants la soo kireystay dadkan leadership-ka inoo hayaa ama
may aad iyo aad waa runtaa weeyaan laakiin anigu waxaan rajaynayaa in Soomaalidu intaasoo sanadood oo intaasoo kunamiyo sanadood bay soo noolaayeen I don't think the Somali culture is caynka u sii tirtirmi doonto in dad kani adag baan iska nahay haddaan isku sii fiirsano so you're right you're absolutely right waxaad i xasuusisay maxaa kale dawladdan carabta tiri maaha intaan xidhan nahay I was thinking of this I was thinking of doing a social experiment inta labadii go' la xidho head in dad labadii go' xiran iyo hidiya dhaqankii dadkii hidiya dhaqanka gabadh sida u labisanayna hidiya dhaqanka oo dee timo tidcan iyo wiil sida hidiya dhaqanka u labisan oo dee yaa labadii go' iyo iska sita iyo warankii haddii lagu soo saddex daayo hargeysa dhexdeeda ama muqdisho dhexdeeda ama jigjiga how would Somalis react to that, do you think? How would actual because magaalooyin Soomaaliyeed waxaan soo sheegay. How would you guys think the people would react to that? Hadday arkaan wiil iyo gabadh hidiyo dhaqankiiska xidhan oo iska socdo dariiqa iska socdo reaction video khatar ay noqon lahayd baan u malaynayaa. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the reaction would be?
I don't think it'd be welcomed. I don't know. Did you see Hargeisa gabdhaha oo hijab caadi gashteen and like sawal huluf whatever, like a baggy pants, and they were chasing them out of it. Yeah, I remember when I was in Somali, there was a traditional Somali day I listened to. So I dressed in the, the white, the one that looked like a skirt, the top and all that stuff. Like there was men and women dancing. But I had sefareti, the little scarf in my head, but my neck was showing because that's the traditional clothing. Cool, I passed it. The women there told me, boy, why you look like this? Hijab, this is my neck. I'm wearing the traditional Somali clothes because I was doing like a skit, like right with a dancing thing. Yeah, we're doing that thing. So they were like, because I didn't wear the hijab with it, I just put my hair up and I put the shash or whatever sefareti. So they were offended by my neck like being like shown, and I was like, I don't think haram. And I remember them asking me, "Is your man okay with you not wearing that?" I mean, I don't know. I want to see it. I wish I could see that.
That would be a great social experiment. I think. What do you guys think?
But you would think they would chase them and throw the rocks.
No, I don't think that would happen. But lakin they wouldn't know what to do because there's something in each Somali, and I did believe this. Okay, in each Somali, so they're at some level they're gonna see I believe like in the government don't hijab. I don't think they're gonna be fussing too much. But hijab. I think that's the most that's gonna happen. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree.
Of course. Like right now in Somali, when I went, the only people that you would go to the beach, for example, the only people that are covered are the women, right? Dinta is only applicable to women in Somali. Yeah.
That's true. Nikan حبوها nikan يقوى صاحبك يقوى. بوها this yeah.
Waruntis, man.
Waruntis. They used to run that, but shit is over with now. Return of the King at least he threatened to kill us if just because that's what he's supposed to say, but he doesn't believe it. You know what I mean?
عيالك حافظة man.
عيالك حافظها عادي عيالك حافظها.
أنا wax ku dar marka horta inta ka bilaabo reflections bas the social experiment ka bilaabo
reflection ka bilaabo horta marka social experiment
horta reflection ku wuxuu horta kow intaan dad ka hadlin aniga iska hadlayn first let me start with myself in terms of the waxaan arkay sanadkan wad waa idiga sheekeynayay dhaqdhaqaaqa suugaanteena taariikhdeena I think xataa aniga personally waxaan u leeyahay damiirkii dhammaay baa soo noqda ma garatay waxaad moodaa xataa cabsidii badneyd inay wax yar yaraato baad moodaysaa people are talking people are tired ma fahantay so aniga waxaan dareemayaa wax yariis like there's a little bit more dadkii cabsida ama silsilada lagu hayay it's getting less and less and less. I can say that about myself. I can say that about dadkan arkay. What else? waxaan kaloo ku dara lahaa waxay tahay again I'm seeing more and more collaboration. waxaa jooga dad muslimiin oo secular sad ogtiin cilmaaniyiinta waxaa jooga dad ex-muslim waxaa jooga dad waxaas xataa they don't care about politics laakiin aaminsan Soomaalinimada ma garatay so I'm seeing a lot of changes in dadkeena dad badan oo isku soo fadhiisan kara miiska oo wada hadli karo ayadoo seefta lala soo bixin without adiga qof dilin حتى fiiri buuggan hadda la akhrina waa artay halganka tukayaasha oo kale it's like wow I never thought
I actually want to do a whole show about that.
yeah I never thought
It's
inaan
great.
arkayno buug Soomaali la akhrinayo oona ku xirnayn diin ama aan ku xirnayn something like that. So it's incredible to see something like that. Also, waxaan ku dari lahaa aniga xataa I'm trying to like you we've been talking about inaan Soomaaligeena aan yani we speak in Somali inaan isku dayno improve inaan kor u qaadno Soomaali afkeena Soomaaliyeed. I think no matter waa runta waxa weeye haddii aan luqadda aan isku dayno inaan ku hadalno we may stand a chance ma garatay also waxaan ku dari lahaa xataa more something I never thought I'd do hadda ayaanta xataa waxaan arkay fanka Soomaaliyeed even Soomaalida heesihii hore inaan wax ka dhagaysto which is something new to me macnaha so it's waxaan dareemayaa waxyaabo badan isbedel badan and waxaan kaloo ku dari lahaa as well this is website that I want to share or which is maintained by the United Nations development program waxaa la yiraahdaa hoyga maansada even going back to Somali poetry
hey share that with me in the back chat please and okay. By the way 187 I know you're trying to join but it says your device is not connected so I can't add you so sorry maybe hop out and hop back in
let me come back to the social experiment the problem is dharkaasi waxaa loo bedelay waxay u yaqaanaan cawaanimo like they think it's barbaric dharkeena hore soo maaha marka dharkeena hore waxay u bedeleen hadda waxay ku leeyihiin waa barbaric marka waxaa laga yaabaa wadaadada inay xanaaqaan and dadkaas maybe xataa in la xirayrano ama wax ka dhici doono
so do you think intay xanaaqayaan ay wax ku sameynayaan mise intay xanaaqayaan wax u sheegayaan
especially gabdhaha yeah man ninka iska daa ninka waxaa la isleeyahay ninka uu waashaa la isdhihi karaa laakiin gabdhaha
maruhu dhigtaya marihii diracii cagbeed buu dhigaa la odlayaa
waasha ninka iska daa ninka waxbaa ka khaldanaya laakiin gabdhaha waxaa laga yaabaa physical intervention ay ka dhacdo ma garata
ha gabadhii waan aragnay dee Hargeysa surwaal ka xidhnayd daba
boolis baa u yimid gabadhaas
Hey, you don't think there would be a difference if she did dhaqankii xiran tahay xishood mu jiri lahayn What do you think? It's a tough question.
I do think genes they see as worse like
it's a Western thing waxaasi laakiin hadday xiran tahay dee dhaqankeeni
gabadhaas maxaa ka qaldan weeyde that's the question
mi wala isweydiinaya laakiin arrinta intii kala xishoonaya maan u malaynaya anigu in intay wax ku sameeyaan gabadha waxba ishawi waa lagu odhanaya laakiin I don't think wax ku sameyn doonaan
waad ka dhalatay big family maybe
exactly this is by the way this is maxaa raadaye you just shared the
wonderful website
oh man this is a good website man I like this maxaa la yiraahdaa
hoyga maansada the home of Somali poetry and it's supported by the United Nations development program
there you go
waxaad ka helaysaa not all but I'm saying all the famous Somali poets modern kuwii hore yeah it's kind of nice
you know what this is exactly what we need to be sharing I'm gonna share this link in the chats as well
حتى ninkan la yiraahdo Axmed Faarax Idaaja waa abwaaniinta ninka ugu weyn xataa wuxuu ku baraa xataa how to even begin the Somali poetry what are the rules of Somali poetry it's interesting
if we know anything it's poetry you know what I'm saying so حكاية النص مروي في عنتها ما كسبت I really like this man thank you for sharing this book this is actually great Adi anu resolution and sameyn karano waxaan oran lahaa anigu at least the goal for me is to have to up my knowledge of the Somali culture so yeah maxaan hidiyada dhaqankeeni intan si fiican soo barano because there's a certain side of me sahib head baan ku sheegi maayo imika waan arkayaa in website kan waan maxaan hoyga maansada but and then I see what somehow I see like how Somalis are always represented like gabadan hijab intahay for some other
yeah I'm just mad all the women look like Arab women
yeah like I mean what is that like when is that going to
one problem at a time
no you're absolutely right Return of the King obviously Donaya mashallah really our beautiful sisters representing with the hijab what they're representing but anu ka hadlaya it's not even waxay xidhaan maskaxda qofku wuxuu doono shakhsigu uu leeyahay wuu xidhnaan karaya. No, but Bohole, what I'm trying to say is I think we are tired of just waiting and just like not saying something about these things, some other, because it's so
Waran.
well infiltrated into the maxaan ku raday into our bloodstream that caadi noqotay intaan iska caadaysano, some other. Aniguna waxaan leeyahay the next step waxay noqonaysaa intaan la tuso aadiis laga hadlo.
No, no,
Anigu
man.
badanaa,
Just
yeah,
say
go ahead, go ahead.
I'll just say something. Our culture is like this is the way my mom and her mom were raised, right? Markay gabarta single tight tomato for you, right? Though no kabo trash it tight. Like why can they do that? Culture.
Mm,
This is representing the Somali culture. This website. This is the guy who said, "How mashallah they're having hijab." But this is if it's Somali culture. Where's Shashka? Is she married? Is she single? That's how we used to do. I mean, if that's not Somali culture, I don't know what is.
that's the thing, and I want to just answer to a return of the thing he said. I know some of y'all hate to see that, but you know, what I mean, like you want to see hijab, right? Sahid, it's not that I hate to see that. I don't hate to see that. What I'm asking is a valid question, like because this kind of statements or deterrence or yeah, some of that. I want to talk about the fact that how come we're not seeing Somali culture when Somalis are being spoken about. Mental, you this is very very Somali. Some of that waxaan ka hadlaynaa sooyaalkiina but then I see a dude wearing a khamis and gabadh hijab hidden. And to me, that does not scream Somali anymore. And that's what I'm trying to point out. I don't hate anything, Sahib. So I know for you, you want to think that we have hate, but it's not hate. It's just to dare ask those questions. Because these are valid questions. Me and your hate.
Yeah, Warun. Warun. But what I would say
Yeah.
is
One problem at a time. وفهمي يا Abu Khalid. You're right. One problem
Maya,
at a time.
Maya.
But like, we got to talk about it still.
Let's separate معناها the mansada Somalia, the art of poetry. You Islamahan waxay xiran yihiin. There is not, to me, I don't see it's connected. Like I see, like in reality, dii laga hadlo new nomad. These people represent what 99.999% of our population somehow.
Of course, yeah.
Marka, what do we?
Oh no, no. Oh yeah, yeah. No, but egg, look. Give me correct. Dwell never said we need to westernize Somalia. I don't agree with that. I don't think we should be westernizing Somalia.
We need to Somali. We need to Somalianize Somalia. That's what he means.
Yeah, exactly. We have to Somalianize Somalia because Somali was
Shash. Is that what they call it? Shash. Wear that. Cover that with scarf. Hijab.
We had this.
Yeah, we used to dress modestly. Yeah, we weren't westernized. Culture can walk up me, but I don't know what.
But do you guys all believe that we are there's this thirst now for Somali Nimo amongst the Somali youth, and you know the new nomads, if you will, the new Somalis, because we've been outside of Somalia for a while now.
Exactly. Especially us, because everybody's claiming, and we're only one that's like unclaimed. Why? Why is it that you want to take a culture that our parents grew up in, especially us, because especially people are the younger people, yeah, after the war and stuff, like, wait a minute, that's not the culture we're used to. So we feel like really that we're lost and we want to go back home, and we're like, where's home? Because everything looks like Saudi 2.0.
It's crazy. It's great. That's exactly what we were talking about. Is how do we re-inject Somali Nimo into Somalis?
Neo, do you not think this? Firia, markii ka dhacdo wax la yiraahdo identity crisis ama markuu aqoonsi markuu naga dhaco, you have two ways of responding to this. Inaad noqotid super Islamic and take an Islamic identity, ama inaad noqotid super Somali, ama inaad dhexda ku dhuntid. So all of these, dadkan dhan, they're all making decisions. Ma garatay, meel unbaa loo socdaa. So we're forced in a decision. We're forced to pick something, because whatever we have right now, it's not working. So a lot of people respond by saying, you know what, they just forfeit. So they go, okay, let's just try this Islamic thing. But deep down, it's not working. But like in Wahawi and it's not that, again, it's human nature sometimes. It's very people feel the need to conform. So it takes it takes somebody not to go up against conformity even ضرب
اج وفهمي but اجي ميكو كلا waxaan sameynaa ciidii oo kale sama xaflada ka dhacaan ka hadalno ciidii baa jirta waxaa jirta rabadaankii baa jira Somali war inta dad baa isku dayay intay sameeyaan it is an ancient ritual called dabshit ayay muqdisho lagu sameynayay and these fucking Al-Shababis motherfuckers just came and sprayed the air dadkii bay rasaas bay ku fureen oo ka socda waa shaydaamin waxan so they are enforcing another way of dadkii waa loo diidan yahay ba intay celebrate garayaan the things that were un-Islamic quote unquote you understand dabshitku maaha Islamic maaha waa wax Somali sameyn jirtay before that and I don't even think it's originally Somali I think it's just something that they used to do but لكن
أما كتب إيران أنت like Zoroastrian
Persian كي كتب you know دعي كتا but what I'm saying is anigu ciidii waan jeclaan intaan la ciido qof balanteentan qof kale aduu xaflad kala sameysanayo maxaa loogu diidaya anigu it's not about this maxaa ka daayeen it's not about Somalis believing what they want to believe and you said 99.9% anigu personally I disagree with that number because I think a lot of us don't even know what it is that we're believing in we're just born into it and you don't question these things about in Somalia because that's just a matter of fact markaad qurbaha timaadid oh, I'm just one of many different kinds of thinking and beliefs. That joke like in Somalia, but Islam class حتى even if أدوش شك كوهاي حتى هذا وأشكسك تكني it doesn't really
وقصبنتها صاحب
وبتكون قصبنتها هاي بس ما سهل وبتكون رجيتها أنا قول حد يدنا هاي أنت اللي يقول لنا يو ورياه دول كاجي هو يمي ممكن يسدوا كم عبد كريس دينا إبي واق أو واحد أي إسلام هين كم عبد كريس and that's the whole thing that I'm trying to kind of convey because Somali نمدي ما نقدر حيصان لا Somali نمدي عندي نقدر حيصو why can't I do whatever why can't I live on my land the way I want to live on my land
I tell you why you can't live on your land أنا كل شيء why you can only live on your land at the measure دولة كجرته okay
صح
so أنا مركل له how can we do this how can I don't even understand those arguments waxaan dad ay ti Somali sidii ahaa jirtay waxa ka jirta dowladnimo waxaad helay amaan dowladnimo waxaad helaysaa in lagu ixtiraamo xuquuqdaada so I think to me mar walba I see the answer as a political answer more than a conscious like revolution or a revolution of religion or waxyaabahaas to me it takes too long like hadii la helo dowlad sax oo shaqaynayso waxaan waa laga dhex bixi karaa I think dowladnimada ka muhiimsan waxa talan
dowladnimadu haa wax badan bay hagaajin kartaa waa runta fircoon ma ku darsanaysaa saaxiibada misante
may waa si fiican baa u dhegeysanayay waxa weeyaan horta waa sidaa sheegtay dee new numero meeshan waxa weeyaan waa la isku khasbayaa filinkan carbeed sankaa la iska gelinayaa marka sidaad sheegtay meeshan waxa weeyaan experimentkii inaan samayno inagu sidaan berigii ka sheekeynayay group weyn meeshan ku tagno maaho ma garanaysaa diyaar u noqotid you know I mean whatever it takes ama noqoto dig ha noqoto ama ha noqoto prison time ama ha noqoto fine ama whatever ma garanaysaa we just have to be willing to sacrifice as a group and aan ku doodno wadankan maxaa aniga dhaqankeennii loo aasaya kan kalena meelka dumar magaaladu waa ninja u tahay ma garanaysaa waxaan waxa weeyaan magaaladu waa ninja hadda maalin dheetu waxaan arkay magaaladan ma garanaysaa berbere waxay ka dhiseen roundaboutska waxay ka dhiseen meel roundabout waxay saareen kitaab weyn oo afarta dhinacna carabi kaga qoran tahay beach culture tahay waxa weeyaan ma single beach chair ma yaalo dad ilaahay caawa meel yar ma garanaysaa afar dhalinyaro isu timaadaan waa la isxirxirayaa marka waxa weeyaan enforcementkooda waxoodan waa khasab bay raggan wadaan khasabkana waxa weeyaan waa bulligii iskuulka ma garanaysaa unless haddaanad sanka ku dhufan waxa weeyaan marka inagu waxa weeye mar baa imanaysa inaan ma garanaysaa muxuu anything necessary cost ma garanaysaa aan ku soo ceshano xuquuqdeena waxay sida hadda u muuqato dadkeena kale walaaladeena Soomaaliyeed bullying bay nagu wadaan ma ogola waxaan riwaayadan carbeed inay wadanka ku wadaan marka waxay taana inaan ka yeelno de maaha oo ma garanaysaa sida uu hooda sheegayo meesha dawladda u baahan tahay laakiin dawladdiina waa hadda way ognahay wadankii Soomaaliya meeshu taagan yahay waa waxa weeyaan waa ka kac maanta ugu dambeysay waxa weeyaan mooyina arkaysan diyaarad baa ka soo degtay ma garanaysaa cuntooyin iyo xisitay markaas raggii ministerkii soo dhaweynaya xataa daracyo carbeed la xiran oo ninkii carbeed isku labisan marka waxa weeyaan meeshu waa comedy circus weeyaan ma garanaysaa waa circus
laakiin waa
samaynayaan
comedy de ilkale niyahow waa comedy ilkale so
waa
way ku
comedy
qaninayaan.
weliba dee foolxumadii adduunka ma garanaysaa nin carbeed oo dayaarad cuntaa soo dejinaya haddana dadkii iyo ministerka ninkii matalayana uu dir carbeed kusoo dhaweynayo yani like
Oh my
wadanimadii
goodness.
iyo ma garanaysaa meesha standardski iyo sidoo hadda buhoda sheegay meesha waxba kama jiraan iyo wax ma garanaysaa waxaan dadkan kala qabto oo ma garanaysaa ilaaho this is the proper way of culture iyo meele xitaa aan debate kula geli karno iyo wax basically waxaan meeshan dadka Soomaalidu wax maba aaminsanaba de wax xuquuqa inay leeyihiin iyo inuu qofka bini'aadamku ma garanaysaa uu
u
noloshiisa
garli yahay ha
marka waa arrin culus bayna sugaysa marka waxa weeyaan niyad shabin uun programkeenan hawadnoon
marka waa sida buhod la sheegay we need Trump style make Somalia great again ayaa loo baahan yahay miya marka koofiyadu waa blue bay noqonayaan miya marka ayna buhod
That's the one.
maga waabay noqonaysaa ba maintenance
so
Wamasa. Yeah.
masa yeah
yes is that correct
shit Somali Rose you were going to say something Walalo.
Like with all this culture, like it really hurts my feeling. I need to see the new generation or that feel like in an identity of him, like for them to have identity crisis with all this culture richness. Like
I always find that funny though when we say identity crisis.
they do.
I don't know if everybody
I
uses
tell
it.
you why. I tell you how. Okay, like I think let's just say Somali limited, right? Because you don't speak the language, maha. And Somali people call you, oh, you're the use, or they say, oh, say well, or they just make fun of you. They don't make you feel like you belong, maha.
Mm-hmm.
Human nature, naturally, you want to belong, right? And you don't want to belong to people that make you feel bad, right, about who you are. What have to hide. And you can't belong to the whatever community, the God community, like they say, because those are the community. Oh, watch out for them, and make sure you don't get near them, okay? Because God is the worst thing that can happen. So what do? The only people that tell you Habibi Ta'ala, right? They tell you in the masjid. Guess what? You don't have to think about your misery right here. We got a place better for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't work hard. Why do you care? Why do you have to care about your ancestors? Why jahiliyyah? You know what I mean?
That's
Imagine
it.
like growing up and thinking your ancestors, like just being from them was like jahiliyyah. Yani, it's not something nice, maha. And then you grow up and you're like, okay, but those are the people that really care about me. There is somebody that will give me all these things somewhere else, like in a hereafter. There's no guarantee. Like at least hayaba, they tell you good things, right? Like that's
Yeah.
how they get you with you get more with with honey than vinegar. Like in the way our Somali people are, like how we're the opposite, where we kind of raise our kids with negative reinforcement. So it doesn't we don't gain them. We don't get them by our side. So that kid has identity crisis from that. So he doesn't feel Somali and he doesn't feel like whatever North American, British, whatever he was born, Jamaica, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what the only person he feels he is, who he belongs to, is that Arab, whatever, how the Arab, right?
Yeah.
That
That's where he finds himself. Yeah.
he see himself as that guy, the crusader, whatever it is that he
Yo,
sees.
but you know what I understood, Anigu? You know what I understood? This battle that we're
Yeah,
engaged in is exponentially one of the there's a lot of Muslims that are very like free thinking Somali Muslims or like, yo, you believe what you believe in. Those are the people that I want to encourage. Anigu. I just don't want people to think it's one or the other. You understand what I'm saying? Anigu, just because I don't see anything in Islam that I identify with. I don't. I mean, I know that this is what my parents believe in, all that, but I don't see it anymore. And I came that to that conclusion rationally in my own brain. So I'm like, nobody gets to dictate my own brain what I'm thinking about, right? Laakiin waxaan leeyahay haddii dadkii at least manfurnaan ay yeelayaan ay odhanayaan marka hay mi waan sadhisanana waxaan doonaa waxaan arkay anigu waxa weeyaan we have to start very young. We have to start very young in bigging up our culture. Marka, we need to have in terms of maxaa dhahdaye, we need to have in terms of like cartoons, let's say, made about some of the Somali stories, and we have plenty of Somali stories. Some of them. Anigu iyaka waxaan akhriyaa maxaa dhahdaye, like
No. How about just start by telling them Arab is better than you? How about that? Kazma Kibalano, you know?
well, no, I don't want to say that.
No, because well, I heard people يعني in Somalia we want the official language to be Arabic, like literally. I don't know,
Yeah.
somebody was talking about the French embassy. He went to the French embassy and it was written in Arabic and he was horrified. He was Somali. يعني like this is happening. Some people are saying that not only the Arab culture is better than us, يعني language حتى. ما فهمتي؟ yeah.
wadaadadii oo sadad ku leh,
Yeah, you
wadaadadii oo
didn't
sadad ku
say
leh.
anything negative about them. وحتى غلط ممكن شيء no, عيب حرام يا أخي. حرام. It's a language. No, حرام. Language. So of course, if you big up somebody else's culture, your kid is gonna want to be that culture, want to be that person.
Right.
So ما عنده way عن culture every single day وحيد أنا جاهلة هاي ما قاونين واحد منا قاندر لكن أرى إسلام كي أساسنا يله إسلام كي أساسنا بحي. Like you have to understand the way you even describe your culture to your child. مش أسمع لك بلا like you're making it somebody else's child culture and language is superior than yours. How is he going to even love himself? You know, يعني it's impossible. No.
That's absolutely true. What's our
Can I ask you a question? What مو isbedel إنه كده Return of the King.
That's why I just kind of put that up. Big time, bro. Big time.
I think so too.
وقلنا استحيني ولكن ثم قلنا عادي. Because here's the thing, because is the ones that are the loudest usually that usually just kind of make a lot of استحيو. They come around, man. They come around.
He understands, I understand, you understand.
But because Somali I knew that's why.
Let me just piggyback of what Somali Rose was saying. حتى فيري لبض وطن فيري أو بربري Somalia iyo Afghanistan لبض وطن فيري ها Afghanistan iyo Somalia لبض waxaa loo sameeyay like they were sold a utopia ma fahanto waxaa leeyahay diinta dhexdeeda ma jirto race ma jiro class waxaasna ma jiro rule one marka it sounds good. Not only does it sound good, you need to explain to people dowladooda maxay u burburteen why. So marka burburkaas dadka wadaadada waxay ku fasiraan the reason why Somali failed is because they weren't religious enough somehow. Sidaas bay yiraahdaan. So the best way to get the dowladnimada back is to be more religious. That's the logic they use. Marka it's a problem. Like and waxaan ku dhawayaa is the way Somali Rose was saying as well. It's real. We're dealing with real human beings who are dealing with real problems, and these are very, very easy answers. حتى قبل إيسان هذا النايل واتقنا like وقبل.
Oh yeah, Abon حريستها.
Yeah man, وقبل.
She's Canadian, man. She's from our neck of the woods, man.
Wow.
I know her personally, actually.
Actually, yeah, from T-Dot. So.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
حتى في الست معناها in terms of waxay samaysay iyo Soomaalinimadeeda iyo wixii aaminsanayd iyo it's I wish adduunkan we could have more motivational, uplifting people like her.
Absolutely. I agree with you because Hadanale, she's a beacon of hope for Somali people. She really tried to show us in a good light, and that's what I really appreciate about her, man.
Yeah, actually, she was the reason I went back to Somali in 2017, and that was the last conversation we had.
With Hadan?
Yeah, when I went to Somalia, yeah, I told her straight up, you inspired me. Like I've known her for 25. I've met her like in 1990. Anyways,
okay.
But yeah, but you know, people lose contact for a long time. But I am lucky enough to tell her that she was the reason I went back, and yeah, she inspired me a lot.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Wow. Yeah. That's powerful.
You know, mara tani yar ku tarsada ee ma garanaysaa kale waxa iga yaabiyay aan ka yaabay hadda markan hadalkiina aan buuxayay ma garanaysaa waxaan ka yaabay hadda wadankii ma garanaysaa dadkeennan hadda 30 sano xitaa ka soo maqnaa waxaan maalin keliya maan arag xitaa ma garanaysaa meel soomaalideennan diasporaga joogta inaan xitaa waxa weeyaan runta isu sheegno moogtay waayo sida hadda somali roosiyo bohod laba sheegayeenba yani dadkeeni qaar baa plantation attitude kan u diyaara inay servants noqdaan oo dad la kireystay oo dee maxaa la yidhahaa xadhkaha dad kale iyo hoggaanka u hayaan marka dadkeennan diyaarka u ah innageennan xitaa diasporaga jooga marna shir weyn maynu qaban oo soomaalida horta waad arkaysaa Somali tribal meeting samaystay iyo qaar wada religious nuts oo meelahooda waxooda ka walaaqanaya iyo ma garanaysaa laakiin we still haven't had even one honest conversation Somali communities ka ama North America joogeen ama Europe oo leed balniyo solution wadankii waa ka hore u socon la waa taa meeshu ma garanaysaa meel kasta ka dayacan marka waxaana solutionkii xitaa runtay one keliya conference xitaa meenu arag so yaab maaha marka in that 30 years in riwaayadan la wado on basically let's buy more diracus halkii baa laga sii wadaa
let's buy more diracus really
but it's true I've never seen that weligana ma arkin macnaha Soomaalnimo aan ku xirnan diin aan ku xirnan dhaqan celis aan ku xirnan siyaasad aan ku xirnan like it's got a great point man warranty
that is very true yeah meetaa ku taageersanahayn fircoon saaxiib warunta weeyaan maxaa laga sidaas ahaatee maxaa laga yeelayaa weeyaan su'aashaas meesha tala markaas su'aasha marka waxaan anigu arko waxa weeyaan head waa inaan inaku example-kii noqono aan Soomaalinimada aan ka hadlayno aan soo bandhigno that's what I think anigu that I think more and more intan xooga saaro waxaan doonayaa especially for this channel honestly is to have more conversations about Somalinimo and dhaqankeeni because honestly man believe whatever the hell you want to believe and I think that's like so birta aniga niyo sanadkan guurahan I think in 2021 what I realized one thing I realized that thought processes and beliefs are not supposed to be rational all right and anigu cid kale niyadiyo de u dhexgeli kare maayo the only thing that I'm going to focus on is the positive and to actually show us in a better light because waan ka hadalnay si kastana waan uga hadli doonaa and I'm not saying I'm going to stop talking about it but like intan xooga saaro waxaan doonayaa Soomaalinimadeeni maxay tahay waxa ka timi oo maxay imika let me give you a really really simple example right now okay waxaan ka hadalnay maaha in walaashin hodanna ayaan ka hadalnay waxaan idhi eebe au naxariista baan idhi marka return of the king wuxuu yidhi you might just say ilaahay au naxariisto so he's not even hearing me ma fahmayo waxa aan leeyahay luqadaydii hooyaan ayaan afkaygii hooyaan isticmaalaya eebe ahu naxariisto baan idhi isagu wuxuu maqlay ilaahay au naxariisto you see what I'm saying
because it's one of the same to a Somali person
that's the thing but for me this is one of the things I want to reclaim right because I for myself and thank you in Buhole for correcting him right and he's also disrespecting his own people that waq should kushegaya wixii awooyaashii shin ay minsanayeen so anigu dulinimada man doonaya intaan ka socono dulinimada ayaan doonaya intaan ka socono and the only way I'm seeing anigu for the future is to actually xooga intaan saaro more and more Soomaalinimadeeni wanaaga Soomaalinimadeeni usooyaalkiyo maxaa ku dhahay soogaanka Soomaalida those things are going to rejuvenate us into being more towards Somalinimo than being anti
religion. Yeah, can I make a confession?
Go for it.
I'll make a confession for you. Horta aniga horta weligay Islam waxay tahay adin ma fahansanin mana aqoon Soomaalinimana waxay tahay still ma fahansanin and still I don't think inaan aqaan so I think ko waxa ka horeyso waxaan let's claim back. I don't even know what it is.
That's true.
So in order for me to claim something, I need to know what it is. And it can't be reduced down to dress and food and location. Okay? The problem is that type of information, that type of information, how are we going to get it in Tinkehelina? And sometimes I feel like Soomaalinimada sometimes waxay tahay ul camal ayaa noogu dhacaa waxa lagu leeyahay you're not Somali enough waa sida sheegaysa walaashan Somali Rose like when we were growing up our parents used to tease us of Somali mataqaanid sida u dhawaaqas waa maxay so we never had a good
That's Somali
connection.
affection right there. That's Somali affection.
I'm saying on a more serious level, we never had a good connection with Somali. It's always something, or I don't know. You find it in the Duxi, or you find it in I don't know, somewhere on, but whatever it is, it didn't make you feel good. You know what I mean?
I would argue that there is a renaissance that's happening. ممكن أركب معها ويلكم حكوا ذي وانا لها اللي حكوا ذي سعيد شو ها مدي سعيد عبد اسماعيل صماها ويلك قريم حكوا ذي تكياش إذا هذا كي تكياش
Yeah, yeah.
people like him بس
Abdi
واضح
Said, yeah, Abdi
ها
Said.
عبد السعيد اسماعيل people like him أي صباح أو قرية محكوا هذا a very honest depiction of محكوا هذا Somalis and how we should be looking at these things so even though دينيا كهاليو the very fact ممكن من Somalia هي وقرالنا يهي هذا it's already happening it's waking up a lot of people أنا وحنا تاجنا عدد دون كل نقطنا محك Somali نمدح هاي أرتو وانا نبرنا waanay taalaa si loo qaab loo bartana way jirtaa laakiin problemkana haysta mushkiladana yar haysata waxa weeyaan hada dad wax qora awalkii hore maanu ahayn so a lot of our history and folklore and all that is locked up in gabay so ma fahmin marka gabayaasha waa in dib maxaa kale laga daba tago oo la baadho and there's a lot of work being done saaxib marka intaan soo bandhigan doonaya halkan on dadka la shargareeyo saaxib more and more
Wow.
this year
Mhm.
that's so you are very right because for us to be going back to something we need to know what that thing is and fully we can't just have a notion of what it is we have to know what it is so ma daray warunta
Wow.
halaysigu waa real saaxib si fiican baan loo haleeyay marka waan soo helno orta markaan dadka odhanno waan ku noqonaynaa laakiin waxaan doonaya intaan in the one to divert kid in he said sup y'all new happy new year I mean this new year bring a lot of comfort to our people the one to divert walk salam orta and happy new year happy new year to you too it's a what etiquette that I'm doing in Somali rules I'll let you say your piece after me okay I don't believe in tan kufr ahayaan waayo kufr waa horta waa eri carabeed weeyaan first and foremost kufrna waxay ka dhigan tahay qof diidan xaqii wixii runta ahaa qof diidan anigu mid
Og.
og ha asigoo og ayuu diidan yahay that's what kufr means and I think that's the major how can I word that really messes up the Islamic world Islam as a whole because waa u diidan tahay qofkii kale intuu idhaahdo waxaanad anigu aaminsanahay waa khuraafaad waa u diidan tahay haddaad tidhaahdid the way iminka maxaa ku dahay you guys like football over there in Europe right so let's say you're an Arsenal fan mid kale ku yimaado aniguna Man U baan jecelahay ku yidhaahdo soo madaray
Gab waay.
waaba gaal if you don't believe Arsenal is the team adu gaal baad tahay adigu waa diidan tahay xaqii baad diidan tahay runtii baad ka cararaysaa baad taagan tahay marka anigu waxaan doonayaa the want to divert even though I completely understand where you're coming from I'm just messing around and just using the word but I want our people manfurnimo ayaan anigu waxaan ku daayay u rajeynaya dadkayga that's more than kufr I'm not a kufr waxa terms like galo you kufr anigu I don't subscribe to those I'm not Somali by kufr Somali rules go for it
I'm actually on the other side.
yeah, I know you are. That's why I wanted you to say it.
I say whatever because you're only what you subscribe to when you say you are mukta. So the more you reject something and you get offended by it, the more it will actually start meaning something a derogatory word or something that bothers you. Only when you let it bother you, mukta. If it's like so, if it's whatever, it's whatever. But if you make it something, it will be something.
Okay, it doesn't bother me. The words don't bother me, and they don't get to me. I want paslava. I just don't.
I kind of smiled. I looked at it in a positive way, and I was like, "Ah, woman." But yeah, like, hey, whatever you want to call it, like, it's only negative if you give it that power. If you say, "Oh, it's a negative thing," it should bother me, and then no. But
it's also losing its sting. I think.
Yeah, they're gonna stop. Eventually, they're gonna stop saying it because it won't mean anything anymore, right?
It doesn't mean anything anymore.
look on Clubhouse at the Makales Galesina, and now it means nothing. Like people laugh at it. People like literally shake and cry and have like a mental breakdown on stage. But now, like people laugh at it, Gala type Magaldo, because took this thing. People are like it's like saying nigga, really nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it really means absolutely nothing. And kufar or whatever it is, it means absolutely because I know that's not who I am. It means absolutely nothing. It's like you saying yelling at me bananas. You know what I mean?
It doesn't hold any weight.
It means absolutely. It mean and like for example, there's this I love on Clubhouse. She said, "It's the Muslim mata is like asking me like, what color underwear are you wearing?" And I said, "You know what?" Like it only like it means absolutely nothing until you make it mean something. That's all.
That's true. No, I completely agree with you. Go ahead then. Outside. I thought I wanted to say something. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I see it from a couple of angles. It is something and it's not something, okay? horta macnaheedu macno fiican maaha qofka wuxuu rabaa inuu kaa dhigo qof caami ama qof who's a barbarian ama wuxuu rabaa sometimesna inuu dhigaad ku xalaasho. So let's not pretend that this word doesn't have real life ramifications haddii oo la joogo wadan oo waxaas lagu dhaqmo. So Clubhouse is not real life, social media is not real life. Like haddii banaanka loo soo baxo in real life, then I wouldn't be so confident. So I would say it all depends on where you are. Iyo heerkan joogno Soomaalida ama wherever you. I mean, you can't say that word.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What wouldn't be so comfortable?
If somebody walks up to you right now, you live in North America or Europe, I don't know where you live, but if somebody walks up to you and says, "We are Galata," are you going to have a physical reaction and get mad and want to beat them up?
No, Somali, but if I don't know, if your family are not comfortable with that, then you may not be able to sleep at home anymore. So these stuff can have real life ramifications, even if you're in Somalia, in North America. I don't think it's as easy or as simple. I'm talking about myself and people that are very similar to me. I don't think it's that simple. That's all I'm trying to say. And it's not something we can just brush under the carpet. The word is a poisonous word and it's meant to do harm to you. It's not a nice word. Okay, I understand that you guys are saying words are only as much power as you give them, or words. Yeah, but again, we have to talk about ramifications. Okay.
Yeah, but then you're gonna go into semantics, for example, and like the one to divert said, "My bad, I just meant as in more secular." Open the one to divert. I understand exactly what you meant, bro. I was just using
we
it.
get that.
Like لكن اجينا بهال محك ذا وحك لا يعني قاعد يقف في جود هذا ولا كفر باطل ما كافر باطل هذا. I'll laugh. Like I'm talking about in real life. I'll laugh because it doesn't mean anything. Like to me, first of all, it's an Arabic word, and second of all, it's a lie because I'm not covering up the truth. I'm not refusing the truth. I'm not that. See, you understand what I'm saying? Because words have meanings. Or semantics. Words have meanings. The same way, I don't see myself as a gal. You understand what I'm saying? Because
I'm not crazy, okay? It's okay. For example, I know nin straight, okay? Haddii laygu yiraahdo waxaad tahay nin qaniis, as an example, it doesn't harm me. I don't. It's not me. I get it. But if that word gets out to my family, you see, that's the only point I was trying to make.
Oh, okay. So okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. I think if it gets back to my family, they'll be like, "Yes, so."
That's us talking.
I know.
We're okay, but we're dealing with millions of people somehow who are not. Not everybody's in the same situation. So I want to present the thing in a balanced way, and then not the easy and anybody can do whatever they want and.
Well, there is ramifications. No, absolutely. And of course, we're talking about from a Western point of view where we're not living that same thing. Like in
in Somalia, sorry.
What's that? Go ahead.
No, I'm from the West, but I'm just explaining that. Okay, all right. Let me make it a little bit more clearer.
Do you
Okay, if
think
you
kids are in danger? Like, I'm just gonna, I just want to know. I don't know.
no danger, no danger. There's no
There's
physical danger.
danger.
There's laws to protect us. We're all citizens. I'm just saying, family, hoyada, abaha. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'm not making sense, Nino.
No, I mean, what is the danger, like physically,
No,
mentally?
because what he's saying in Somali Rose is that if the word of you being a kafir or kafir gets back to your parents, there's the potential of there being issues with your family.
Guriga laga saaraya, waa lagu
Ah,
habaaraya, Soomaalida, some of them cannot bear to stand anything like that. You're going to be known in the community. You're going to be ostracized. Guriga waxaa laga
ah,
yaabaa. So it's yes, you're right,
But
Somali
isn't
Rose.
that oppression? Isn't that type of oppression?
It is, but I'm just dealing with reality.
reality. Yeah, he's just saying it is, but it's actually going to happen.
So that means like millions of Somali live in oppression and we're okay.
Um, okay, how do I say this? No, we're not okay, but we can't also deny that those threats do exist. We can't deny that. So I would say to people, if you feel vulnerable, take your time. That was my message. Halas lewi.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, Bahali, but I think Somali Rose is also pointing to the urgency of it being, how could I, reversed, right?
Our
Um,
culture, yeah, we're not as a community. وحاس مكان ما وحاس غلط يعني.
ha,
You should have, if we're gonna have a convention, that should be on the table first. How
Do you
any child
love that?
or what's the kunal that feel oppressed against the law, against humanity, to feel
Somali Rose?
what's
Why is it so many Somalis in the West? They don't want to come out and tell their parents that they're not Muslim. What is stopping them? What do you think is stopping them? If they live in the West and they're protected by the US government, the UK government, European laws, what is stopping them?
two concepts.
Okay.
The concept of habar mana.
Safia.
About habar, we're like when a child is from 0 to 7, yeah, they're on a different brain waves, theta, yeah, and that brain wave is like when it's like a program. You're completely in a hypnotizable state of mind. It's like before you sleep, that's the theta brainwave. So the concept of habar is the first concept that's introduced to the Somali person, and that is the only thing that's like before religion, culture, beyond God. That is the only thing that is emphasized in the Somali culture, and until that is broken, like the
It
the
sounds like a
Somali
spell, right?
the Somali child, the inner child, will never grow up, will never be able to actually make a solid decision and be like a full adult, in my opinion.
It's a great point. So Ninoma, these are maybe some of the issues or misclassosar. What's the concept of
right.
habar? That I see as way like it's really, really important. What she said, well, I love it, and it's true.
Absolutely, man. Hey, what up, Rudy James in the house, guys? What's up, Rudy James? It says, Happy New Year, big bro. Somalis on the come up. Hargeisa Getaway, Las Ana 2022. That's the kind of message I like, man. So docile. We need that, though. We need that. But the thing is, in 2022, I think there's going to be more and more and more it's happening. Okay, no, so it's already been almost an hour and a half. But I don't know if you guys seen this video of all of the Somali sheikhs talking about how there's a flooding of apostasy in the Somali community. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's Daran doing here. Let's just watch a little bit and then we go from there. Okay, please let's just watch this.
maanta dadka shaki badan baa lagu abuuray waxaad ka garan kartaa nin wadaadoo culimmada joogtay baa wuxuu ku yidhi berigii hore sanadkii baa 2 qof ama 3 qof oo la leeyahay diinta ka shakisay yihiin oo Soomaaliyeed lay keeni jiray iminkana bishii baa intaa lay keenaa buu yani tiradaad ka garanaysa gaala lagu yidhi dhalinyaro Soomaaliyeed badan oo mulxidiina joogtee kaalayo seminaar ku qabo waan joogo 5 muxaadaro ilxaad ka warramaya ku qabta meeshan imaadaba imka waxa la yidhaahdaa ilxaadka ka war
oo mulxidiin fara badan oo muxuu ahay waxaa soo baxay u badan jaamacadaha macallimiinta jaamacadaha wax ka dhiga u badan waana midda keentay in ay dad fara badan oo da'yar u badan oo
intan qodobkeeda hadan doonaya halkaas horta. Did you guys hear what he said? He said
loud and clear.
You heard it, maha? Wuxuu yidhi waxay u badan yihiin dad wax dhiga oo teachers iyo wuxuu ka hadlayaa dad wax soo bartay oo jaamaciyiin ayuu ka hadlayaa soo ma?
Exactly.
Now, do you see what he's doing? Because this is like I agree with you, Bohada, when he said there was a power vacuum and they need to place themselves there. He is basically getting these other guys out of the way so that he is the one in power. He wants to become the education. You understand? Education Kibu Waka, exactly like HW84 said. Yeah, it blames education. Exactly. He's blaming education. Look, education is about to get Russian, right?
I remember I said, why in my falak I'm like, the space and so like are you
Exactly.
so you want everybody to exceed us in and we're like working for something that it's not even there. Like how do you know? Look at our country, but like it's upside down and you're working for something that's not even there.
Exactly. The whole the you see where the the name of the video is dhalinyaradi wax baratay oo islaamka ka yaacida ka yaacda. So essentially that's what they're saying, right? Go ahead, Mohammed.
I'm a little bit confused. So he's saying if you're really bright, dinta ka baxaysa. Is that what he's saying?
And HW84 just said the same thing to you. Knowledge opens the mind. They're trying to not have people engage in critical thinking at all. Absolutely correct. But go on.
Because critical thinking is frowned upon in Islam.
Well, you're kidding.
I noticed something else as well. Aiga, from what I've seen from them, Shaki, we're getting on something bad. You know what I mean? Like down for them is meant to be like the mortal sin we've had.
It is. You know what? I was actually talking to a Muslim guy that I was having a debate with. Markas shubahat yughadli. So mother. Okay, shubahat this, shubahat that. Markas sankuri, do you like giving da'wah? Markas said, ha. Markas said, don't you think that's shubahat for the other person's religion? Da'wah was shubahat mankini. You see it as da'wah like it.
No. I have the absolute truth. So
of course, yeah. Of course. So you're gonna see these are some of the most prominent sheikhs in Somalia, by the way. Some of them have like this guy here, Sheikh Umul. He's one of the richest guys. So don't get it twisted. This is a very lucrative business as well. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I swear, it's a lucrative business.
Question: will this backfire? Like they already said that the girls shouldn't be educated, right? Is this gonna the Somali community gonna start having school like, oh, don't go? Already, I see some people in North America, and they literally send them to Somalia. Oh, why? So you want them to sit on a dirty floor and like sort of a messed up situation. This kid like is not even like was born in North America, but you're sitting here. A lot of people are doing that. That's child abuse. That's child abuse. That kid is gonna go back to a third world country and get his behind whooped, right? While you're sitting here under air condition. Do you know like the type of conditioning, Ilman? Like it's sometimes I feel like this is torture. It's like, and nobody's speaking about it. So now back to people that are being abused. Tabo is a different story back home. But what about the people that are in Western countries that are being oppressed?
That is true. That is true. No, absolutely true. So let's keep going, and I want us to really listen to what they're saying. Please, let's listen to what they're saying. It's very. I'll stop it every other minute, but it's very interesting what they're saying. Listen to this.
jaamacadaha gala in ay kala soo baxaan inay ilaahay jiritaankiisa inkiraan xataa dhalinyaro fara badan oo yani ka soo jeeda qoysas Soomaali ah oo jinsigeena Soomaali ah oo generationkan cusub ee hadda kacay ee Yurub iyo Mareykanka ku kacay reer galbeedka ah ayaa waxay mashaakisha ugu waaweyn ee waajahaysa waxaa ka mid ah inay ka shakiyaan ilaahay jiritaankiisa dhalinyaro fara badan oo Soomaaliya oo ka soo baxay jaamacadaha reer galbeedka oo ilaahay jiritaankiisa ka shakisan ama inkirsanba oo diidan inay soo baxaan marka waa halis weyn oo waayaha soo wajahan bay ka mid tahay social mediaha qaybihiisa kala duwan ayaa afkaarta noocaas lagu faafinaya oo shayaadiinta insiga iyo jinniga iyo mulxidiinta ayaa faafinaya oo dad fara badan ay afkaarta noocaas ka qaadanayaan oo kala kulmayaan waa mas'ala mudan marka
waxa hadda soo baxday Soomaali mulxidiin oo Ilaahay ba aaminsanay Facebook aan arkay nin ku qoray wuxuu leeyahay diimuhu waa khuraafo dadka lagu bahdilo diimuhu oo dhan buu ka hadlay kulli cadatan islaamku ku dar waa khuraafo ummadaha lagu adoonsado lagu bahdilo leeyahay wiil Soomaaliyeed weeyaan magaciisa waa magac Soomaaliyeed afkiriskiisuna waa afkiris Soomaaliyeed la ilaahi musan aaminsanay wala diin baysan aaminsanay kuwa noocaas oo kaleeta ah marka wax diima ma aaminsanaba wax diima ma aaminsana diina ma aaminsana
aafawey wax idin caynta haddaad muslimiintiin ma jiro usuushi diineed arkaantiini thawaabidiini muqaddasaadkiini meel walba waxaa laydinkaga furahayaa shubahaad iyo ishkaal muhiimadda
This is our favorite Sheikh, Sheikh Hassan Hussein. شبهات من القفر يا ويلي يا ولد دابا شبهات.
I really can't deal with this one, but
This is hilarious.
you know, sorry. The one before him, the young guy, because it's spoke to Sheikh business هنا مقطع. The young guy is like, he's amazed كلها ما قاعد صوب
He's astonished. He cannot believe it. What's Somali?
He doesn't believe.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's too much. It's too much. We'll listen to another minute and then I'm gonna stop it. He had a client and then I'm gonna stop it. Let's listen to Sheikh Hassan. Oh my goodness.
ay rabaan qoliyaha mulxidiinta ee diinta duraya waxa way wax aaminsanadeen in kaga furo shooca ali ma waa inay ku timid iyo inay ku taal
dhalinyaradii muslimiinta imiisa maanta soo baxay iyagoo mulxidiin oo ilaahay ba rumaysnayn dhalinyarada qurbaha jiray daraasaadka hadda soo baxaya waxay leeyihiin dhalinyaradii ku kortay wadamada qurbaha ee asalkooda qoysaska muslimka ka soo jeeday 25% daraasad la sameeyay hadda u dambeysay 25% ilaahay ba rumaysay waa caruurtii iyo qoysaska muslimka aabo iyo hooyo muslimay ka soo jeedaan qoys muslimay ka soo jeedaan waxa halka gaarsi marka waxa ugu horeeya ee hadafka ee targetka la burburinayo waa aqaa'ida iyo mabaadi'da saxda ah ee kutubta ilaahay la timid ee rusushu la timid ee khalaa'iqda ilaahay tabaaraka wa tacaala uu ka rabo u abuuray taasa hadafa in
diraasadka lagu sameeyay xaaladda muslimiinta khaasatan saddex group khaasatan Iran iyo Afghanistanka iyo Soomaalida saddexda group lagu sameeyay waxa la soo ogaaday diraasad lagu sameeyay 2014 2017 2018 intaba waa lagu sameeyay diraasad waxa la yiri war meel walba waxa la leeyahay the fastest growing religion waa Islam diinta ugu tiranka badan waa Islaamka baa leeyahay waa imsa ka baxda diinta imsa soo gasha waxaan u maleynaysaa muslimiinta imsa ka baxda baa leeyahay diinta boqolkiiba waxa ka baxa muslimiinta diinta waxa ka baxa 3 boqolkiiba akhrista studies-ka doona Google garaya 2014 kii carruurta muslimiinta ee youth-ka waliba dhalinyarada boqolkiiba 3 ma ka baxayay 2014 way ku celiyeen 2017 kii bay ku bilaabeen waxa ka baxay boqolkiiba 4 yani waxaan u jeednaa haday magaaladan 10,000 ay degan yihiin waa rubuc ba baxaya sanad walba waxa ka baxa diinta boqolkiiba 24%.
You like the sha'a? Somali rules. Jeez. I can't. Sha'a. That's a yo. Boy, the sheikh need to go to the Sunday. Yo, the sheikh can come on. Sheikh need to go to the Sunday. Come on.
Word, you know what it means?
Oh my god, that's hilarious, man. Well, listen, and I'm glad we're laughing about this, but like
No,
when something
it tries like the hell, like what are we like? Spite? How am I like spite?
confusion. What confusion? What can I do?
Wow, have you seen antenna them ka
Superman does try like what we have that thingy. That's what it be like radiation one try. Like
I think Shu'a kind you know have a good antenna and the TV. It's not
white noise, yeah.
oh, you see, they put in noise.
I think what's also kind of being the same. Like, so how kind of television like you don't have a good reception. You know what I mean? Like how can you get this Somali? How can you get the confusion? Really confusion. But like I wanted us to ponder on this last point, and we're gonna close that out after that. But let's HW84 says Somalinimo synonymous with Islam. Can't be Somali and not Muslim. And then they go, we are the only people like this. I think that's idea Absiniyaho. Why are we the only people like this? Even Arabti no can't take one head. When Noga Bahayano Manta MBS is trying to organize a rave in the desert of Arabia.
Abrahamic, like the new religion is gonna call the Abrahamic religion is gonna be like one solid Abrahamic religion.
Yeah, so that already exists. It's called the Baha'i religion. The Baha'i religion actually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Abrahamic out loud, some shit like that. But yeah,
the Baha'i religion is actually Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all together. As so I don't know what the hell's going on, but there's a lot of talk about these things. Yeah, we're more Arabs than the Arabs, it would seem. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But thank you guys for joining me for this cool conversation. Really, really appreciate you guys. So, any last words, Somali Rose and Bohole? Go ahead, Somali Rose. No so gabe, and then Bohole, then we'll close out.
I just want to say thank you for having me. I really enjoyed
Always.
it. Yes.
Always.
And just I like talking to like-minded people, and kind of figuring out what it is that we needed to do to get out of the situation we're in, because we're in dire needs. Our generation is getting lost because they cannot express themselves and limitless and be who they are and be boundless. So yeah, we're limiting ourselves. Like it really bothers me when I see other people reaching limitless stuff on kind of like things like, oh, can we buy a house? Can we wear this? Can we do like what I mean? Like little children. I want us to grow up and be free for 22 and really reach the boundless, because we're not. We whatever it is that you believe in, and be who you want, and be true to yourself, and stop that fear, the false evidence here and real that we talked about. Now, it's not true. Your family are not gonna can hurt you, or the world is not gonna fall apart. You can easily be you and express yourself while being respectful to your family, and just check out what kind of family you have, though, unless when you're safe. That's all I need to say to the other people that feel oppressed. Otherwise, I just want to say I love my people and I love your channel, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Mario. It's always a pleasure having you here, and we're gonna have a whole lot of conversations in 2022. You're always welcome. Thank you for your last thoughts.
Thank you, Almahsanta, anyways, for having me again. It's been an incredible 2021, and I'm hoping 2022 inay noqon doonto sanad oo khayr iyo wax walba aan kulligan heli doono. It's going to be envisaging, like I told you yesterday, waxay noqonaysaa a year of dhaqaaq weyn, a year of manfurnimo, and I'm hoping to
Ah,
basically connect with more people, connect with Somalis with skills, Somalis who are professionals. I'm hoping the negativity inuu yaraado, we learn skills and cabsida inay yaraato at the same time as well. Halaas baan ku xiri lahaa.
aad iyo aad baad umahadsan tahay maxaan ku dhaha bohole. Anigu I would say the exact same thing actually. That would basically echo what Somali Rose and Bohole Spanish are saying. Aad baan ugu macalinaya inta maanta u timaadeen. 2021 way dhamaatay. So waxaad ka filayseen, waxaad ka eegayseen way dhamaatay khalaas. Noloshuna saan bay u socotaa. So we can never really dwell on the past. All we have is the present, and where we can take our actions and the future. So we don't regret these present actions that we're taking. So today is tomorrow's yesterday. So let's actually go ahead and do what we can. Anigu markaan la hadlo dadka Somali rules oo kale, Fircoon oo kale, Bohol Spanish oo kale, tukahamado oo kale, dalmaro waad i jeclaysiisiin Soomaalinimada aad iyo aad ba ay igu weyn tahay, aadna way i jeclaysiisiin. So my plan, at least for this little thing that we got going here called Free Somali Mind for this upcoming year, is to actually intaan xooga saarno Soomaalinimadana aan barano. That's what I would say. But I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and I want to say the Somali Nimo till we demo. So see you next time.